You don't have to look like this. You're very beautiful. You don't have to wear the blonde wigs. You don't have to wear the extreme clothes, right?
No, it's certainly a choice. I don't like to be like everybody else. I've often made this statement that I would never stoop so low as to be fashionable. That's the easiest thing in the world to do. So I just decided that I would do something that would at least get the attention. Once they got past the shock of the ridiculous way I looked and all that, then they would see there was parts of me to be appreciated. I'm very real where it counts, and that's inside.
Then there's also, she likes to, it's very interesting, I don't know her music all that well, but listening to her speak and listening to a little bit of her music, her voice and her vocal range seem to be the same. She keeps her voice pitched up where she sings. So she kind of keeps it up here like this, like a lot of the time, even as she's gotten older, looking at her more recent interviews. So the main thing I would say is she has that lilty, sing-songy kind of rhythm that we'll take a look at in some of her videos, and I can point that out. And she flattens her vowels a lot. She did this a lot in the Barbara Walters one.
Dolly, where I come from, would I have called you a hillbilly?
If you had of, it would have been something very natural, but I would have probably kicked your shins or something. No, actually.
But when I think of you,
When she said, no, actually, there was that, we say actually, as in the standard American dialect, but Mountain Rain, the Mountain Southern goes, actually. They like to flatten it.
Actually.
So, actually. And then she has, what another common characteristic of Southern, just in general, is they the sing-songy rhythm.
Yeah.
And they like to incorporate that into their vowel sounds. So usually we only manipulate vowel sounds in terms of like asking a question or something like that, or when we're trailing off, generally. And also I, as a Californian, that is very particular to that area. However, they like to do it all the time. Like in the middles of words, that they'll just go up and down in pitch on the same vowel. She did this just like in this past sentence. But those are the two main characteristics I've noticed. Or three, actually. That sing-songy, and she keeps it up here, kind of in this register. If you aim your voice, this is going to sound so, like, vague and actory. If you aim your voice up here to these upper registers, that's where she speaks. This is where Dolly lives, up in here.
Okay.
She does not live down here at all. You can very clearly get that from her music, very clearly get that from her speak. Well, I do it because I choose to.
Well, I do it because I choose to.
Yeah. Your voice naturally lives up there a little bit to begin with. Mine not so much. Mine lives like here. You kind of live like right here. So it's not going to be that much of a stretch for you. Interesting comparison for your project.
Well, I do it because I choose to.
Yeah, I would pitch it down in the music just a little bit. Well, I do it because I choose to.
Okay. Well, I do it because I choose to.
Now find the happy medium there. I know, it seems like...
well, I do it because I choose to. Well, I do it because I choose to.
Yeah. That's much more on the right track.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to be a universal star.
Yeah, I would say that you lost a little bit of the softness of it from the previous one, but the sounds are there, the vowel sounds, and I would just work on connecting it to the music, because you have your music right now and her sounds.
Okay.
So, I want to be a universal star.
Okay.
Aim for star.
Okay.
Dolly, you said, and maybe you were talking about when you were a kid, you said, I felt that I never belonged. I felt I was always different.
I wanted more than to just be a farmer's daughter, even though I'm proud to be. I just wanted pretty things. I wanted money to buy the things that I had always been impressed with as a child. I wanted to be a star.
Star.
It's a matter of like just moving your tongue ever so slightly to that to that R position. Do this. Do you feel like the position of your tongue there? It's kind of going up and curling a little bit. Is the best way to describe it.
Okay.
Now do this sound. Ah.
Ah.
Now move your tongue. Ah.
Ah.
Do you feel the path your tongue takes?
Yeah.
Let it take that path ever so slightly. So star.
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 Yeah. It's just the hint of an R. That's like how we add hints of sounds into other sounds, is that you just allow because the things that make sounds in your mouth are the voice itself. You have the air, you have your tongue, you have the hard palate, soft palate, and then the teeth and lips. So you manipulate these elements in order to create different sounds. And the most easy to manipulate are the lips and the tongue. You can manipulate the soft palate, but that takes a lot of training and it takes a lot of like finesse.
I want to be a universal star.
Yeah, that's more along the right path. Let's see.
You didn't have the blonde hair, but when you went to school, when you were 11, 12, 15, was it this about you?
Well, you mean
Good.
The full figure?
Figure?
Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. Well, actually, I've always been pretty well blessed. As a child, I grew up fast. Other members of my family, have done the same.
I want to be a universal star. Let's try pitching it up again in terms of pitch.
Okay. I want to be a universal star.
Just a tad higher. I want to be.
I want to be a universal star.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, keep that.
Okay.
If you have that starting note in mind or starting pitch in mind, I would keep that as like a base to start from.
Okay.
She does start at like different points, but it is in that range that you just found right now.
Okay.
That'll help.
Well, I do it because I choose to.
But do you ever feel that you're a joke, that people make fun of you?
Oh, I know they make fun of me. But actually, all these years, the people, has thought the joke was on me, but it's actually been on the public. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I can change it at any time. Or I make more jokes about myself than anybody, because I enjoy it. I know, like I say, I am sure of myself as a person. I'm sure of my talent. And to me, and I'm sure of my love and for life and that sort of thing, I'm very content. I like the kind of person that I am. So I can afford to piddle around and diddle around with makeups and clothes and stuff because I am secure with myself.